By the way, sometimes in life we encounter certain truths. We stumble upon certain truths that end up changing the way we view and handle life entirely. These truths may come in the form of statements, stories, experiences, and what have you. But the moment you encounter them, then your view of life takes a different direction entirely. Sometime back, some years ago, one of such truths that I encountered that ended up changing the way I view conversations of money entirely is a statement that I read from the famous The Richest Man in Babylon book. And out of everything that I read from that book, I picked that statement and I ran with it. And I have experienced that statement and I have seen the truth in that statement. And that statement features prominently in many of my money management trainings. And this is the statement. It said that a part of all I earn is mine to keep. A part of all I earn is mine to keep. That was profound. And that was mentioned as the starting point in the journey of wealth creation. That everything that you will earn after going to work every day, after opening your shop and earning a profit, is not your money. Your money actually becomes the money you deliberately set apart. The money you deliberately pick from what you have earned and put aside and call it your own. And that happens in the form of savings. So when you have earned your money, many people look at that money and say, it is our money, it is my money, I've worked hard for it. But the truth is, not all of that money is your money. Because that money ends up going to the landlord, that money ends up going to the grocery, that money ends up going to shopping, to buy for clothing and so many other things that you need every other month. So that money is not yours. It belongs to the landlord, it belongs to the shop, it belongs to everywhere you end up giving. If you think the money is yours, I challenge you today to stop paying your landlord and let's see how far it will go. You will realize the money wasn't yours because you're giving the money to other places, not voluntarily, just because it is a responsibility. So the money that you can actually call your own is the money you set apart. You deliberately put aside and say, this is mine. So when you have earned your money and you decide to put aside something, call it savings, then that money becomes yours because no one can lay claim to it. Now that is your money. So if you want to create wealth, then the conversation of wealth creation begins from that money because it is your money. It is the money that you want to decide what will happen to it without being coerced, without doing it as a matter of responsibility, but rather doing it as a matter of choice. So that is a powerful statement that I encountered there. Later on, as I would develop the focused wealth creation cycle, I would include step 2 of that cycle as money retention, and that begins to cover the conversation of savings. That begins to cover the reality that after we have earned in exchange for our sweat, after we have earned after opening our shops and doing what we do every other day, then the money that we receive is not ours entirely. We have to decide what will be ours, call it savings, determine why we are putting it aside, and then later on decide to send it to multiply, to call for more money. So remember that a part of all that you earn is yours to keep. So be deliberate and determine what portion of what you earn will be yours to keep. That is the only amount you will call your own. That is the only amount you have every power over. That is the only amount nobody else can come to pick without your permission. Look, you can do better. And this is By the Way.